Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of What Makes This Game Great. Today, we're going back to the PlayStation 3, and we're looking at an exclusive release for PlayStation. We're looking at Uncharted 2. Hang on, and let's get right into it. Uncharted 2 was developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It was released in 2009 exclusively for the PlayStation 3. This game takes a lot of inspiration from games like Tomb Raider and also from the Indiana Jones movies. Upon release, it won many awards, including Game of the Year awards, and it's considered one of the greatest video games ever made. It was re-released on the PlayStation 4 as part of the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. This was a hard game for me to actually choose for an episode. I almost wanted to go with Uncharted 3. I like the story in Uncharted 3. I like that Lawrence of Arabia is involved. I like the Middle Eastern vibe to it. Maybe I will do a future episode on that. But at the end of the day, I really had to choose this one. This one took what was good in Uncharted 1 and just exploded it. So much bigger and so much better, and huge environments, lots of great gameplay, and a story that just tugged you along. So let's get into the review, and then we'll talk about the things that I think make this an outstanding game. Uncharted 2 is an action-adventure platform game set in a third-person view. You take control of Nathan Drake, the main character, who is physically adept at climbing and jumping and scaling through the environment. There's a strong puzzle-solving element to the game, as well as a lot of action elements where you can get into melee combat or gunfights with large numbers of opponents. The stealth elements to this game range from things like crawling around various objects trying to take out enemies in a stealthy manner, and if you get caught, it becomes a game over. Or sometimes if you get caught, it just means that now you're in a big gunfight with a lot of people shooting at you at once. You get a variety of guns, from handguns and submachine guns, right up to rocket launchers or grenade launchers. There are also mounted weapons, like mounted machine guns. So as you can see, this game is worth playing. Just on its own, just from the scenes that you've seen already, you would probably agree that, hey, this is a good game. It's a solid game. There are some things about this game that make it really stand out, especially for the PS3 generation. And Naughty Dog did a really wonderful job at this game, I gotta tell you. Coming from Crash Bandicoot and going into Uncharted, and then, of course, they also did The Last of Us. I mean, these guys are just, they're on fire. They're great. It's a great little studio, and I can see why Sony picked them up as an acquisition. Anyway, let's talk about what makes this game truly great and what sets it apart from other games in the PlayStation 3 generation. So some of my favorite parts of this game are the environments, the set pieces that you actually move through. Just look at this. This looks like something out of National Geographic. This is just amazing. But that's not all. It's not just the jungle that looks cool. When you're in a cave, it's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful environments. Whether you're in a cave or you're walking through the snow on a mountaintop, or whether you're going through an urban war zone. There's a lot of crazy details in the views and the depth of what the engineers at Naughty Dog put together is just absolutely amazing. It really sets the game apart. And I can see why it won so many awards for Game of the Year just from the environments alone. So outside of the environments, the other thing that I think makes this game great are the characters. You've got Sully, who's almost like a mentor type figure, but he's like a salty, cigar-smoking, almost scumbag-like character. But he's good-natured, and he's fun, and he's a treasure hunter like Nathan. He's obviously much older, and he obviously has more stories to tell than we could ever hear. Then you have the almost like a dueling two figures between Elena and Chloe. Elena being the good-natured, the pure of heart,
It's all right, Chloe.
the angel on Nathan's right shoulder, and Chloe being the
We need to keep
darker,
moving if we want to stay one step ahead of
devilish,
Lazarevich, though.
treasure hunting, wants to make a buck
Don't jump to conclusions.
figure on his left shoulder.
I'm sorry, I sense
And of course, they play off each other throughout the game and throughout the series, actually. They both really represent a part of Nathan Drake's his character. He is a treasure hunter at heart, but he's not a scumbag. He's not like the main antagonist of the game, who actually betrays Nathan Drake early on in the game. So all the characters, they know each other, they have depth, and they're larger than life characters that really give the story a good push and really makes the story move forward. The third element I love about this game are the crazy chase scenes. Like, just look at this chase scene with the helicopter through the city. You're jumping on rooftops and you're trying to hold on to things, and things are breaking around you, and guys are shooting at you while you're trying to do this. And by the time it's done, you've taken out the helicopter, you've destroyed the helicopter, but it's just absolute pandemonium while you're trying to get through this. And I said it's not really. I said earlier, the gameplay is not really fast parkour like in Dying Light, and it's not. But there are these chase scenes, whether it's this one or the one when you first enter the city and there's a truck chasing you, and you actually have to turn around and gun at it, or later on when you're in the Napoli's village and the tank is chasing you through the village and breaking through buildings where you're trying to run through the buildings and not get shot by all these private army fellows that are chasing you. So the chase scenes are just amazing, and they add an element of gameplay that you don't see a lot in games, and really makes this game stand out. It really does. Along with all these things, the characters, the environment, and the chase scenes are the little quirky things that Nathan Drake says while he's getting chased. He doesn't act like the constant tough guy. Sometimes when he escapes something, like a falling building, he'll sit there and he'll take a breath and he'll go,
We were almost in that.
And it really is entertaining, and it really shows that, hey, yeah, he's a character, but he is still like a human type character. He's not Rambo. So, I mean, all these things together really combine to make a great game. And I think Naughty Dog really hit it out of the park with this one. And I know that games like The Last of Us, which will come out later, of course, overshadow this one. But I'm not sure The Last of Us should, because as good of a game as that is, I don't think I played that game nearly as much as I played Uncharted 2. So I think that this game is great for the reasons we just discussed. But if you haven't had a chance to play it, there's no reason not to. You can get it for PlayStation 3, you can get it for physical copy for PlayStation 4, and you can get a digital copy for PlayStation 4 in the Uncharted collection. And it's worth picking up. I don't think it's that expensive. So go out, pick it up, play all the games in the Uncharted collection. But I would start with this one. Start with this one, go back to the first one, and then maybe do Uncharted 3. I don't know. Do them in whatever order you want to. But this one really, you'll find, really stands out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. And if you like the content, please hit that like button. It's the only way I know that people like the content. So hit that like button, and I'll keep making more of these. Thanks so much.